Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Imogen here. And I wanted to talk today about this topic, why ease is a treat that you can have every day. So if you don't know me already, my name's Imogen Ragone, and I created Body Intelligence programs that help women transform stress and tension into ease, confidence, and poise, primarily using a method called the Alexander Technique. So I wanted to talk about ease today. And the first thing I want to say about it that is really like, what is ease? What am I talking about? And why would you want it? I think most of us have a sense of what that is, but you might think of it as something like flow, or just when you're feeling comfortable, when you may be feeling more open and expansive. It's in a way the cornerstone of my teachings. When we're at ease in ourselves, in our physical body, in our mind, we can feel more confident. We can reduce pain. It certainly reduces the amount of tension in our body, amount of stiffness, all those sorts of things. So there are many benefits, direct and indirect, to being more at ease in ourselves. We're less reactive to the stresses of life. That's a huge one. So the thing about that you can treat yourself to ease every day is that there are three kind of keys to this, I think, that I've just been thinking about recently. And if you see me looking down occasionally, I have a few notes jotted down, so I don't want to forget my main points. But the first main point is ease is our natural state. It's the struggles of life, it's our habits, it's the tensions in our body that cover up what is naturally there, what is innately there. And so all we have to do is let go of those things that are getting in the way of the ease being able to express itself. We need to just uncover it. Another way of thinking of it is that this ease is always there, but kind of life is always, we're moving a little bit more toward the ease, or we're moving a little bit away from it, or we're moving a lot toward it or a lot away from it. But it's always a back and forth. And over time, we can learn how to cultivate and uncover more of that ease, to move more toward ease more and more of the time. And we can also increase sort of our baseline level of ease. So our sort of more default mode is more and more easeful. So these are skills that we can learn, and I use a process of the Alexander Technique to do this. There are other ways and other things that we can do, but Alexander Technique is absolutely super for doing this, and there's a real step-by-step process. So the next point, so point one is that it's natural and the ease is there. So point number two is that you don't have to deserve it, if that makes sense. So here's a story. I was teaching a class a few years ago at my local YMCA, an Alexander Technique class. And at the beginning of this series of classes, the students would do constructive rest, which is a lying down practice to help you let go of excess tension in your body, feel more present and connected, and be more at ease in yourself. It's really super. There's so many benefits, helps with posture and loads of things. But after we're a few weeks into the class series, maybe 6 or 7 classes in the series, and one of the students comes in and says, I don't deserve to do this today because I haven't really done anything today. And I was just sort of flabbergasted that you don't have to have kind of worked hard to deserve to give yourself this gift of a little time for being more at ease in yourself. It's not something you have to deserve. It's your right to have this. That yeah. So you don't have to deserve it. You can do things that help you be more at ease every day. In fact, I would really encourage that. And it doesn't have to depend on whether you've worked hard, quotes, or not. And another thing, in a recent class I was teaching, it sort of came up that one of the practices I teach to help cultivate this ease in ourselves, that one of the participants was kind of feeling like this was something she should do as a homework, and it had sort of become a chore in her mind, whereas she had been thinking of it as a kind of a gift earlier on. And we really had to turn that around, that it's not a should or a have to. This is something that it is a treat for yourself, a gift, but it's something that you can treat yourself to every day and actually in any moment. And that really brings me on to my third final point on this subject, which is that it's important to do these practices like the constructive rest, like some of the mindful ease practices I might help my clients with, them maybe other things you do to help you be more at ease. You might go and get a massage, you might go for a walk. There are lots of things that we can do that are self-care and help us get a bit more of that sense of ease in ourselves. But they are things that take time out from other things that we're doing in our life. And while those are important, what is important to me and what is kind of key to Alexander technique is that you learn this skill, you learn a process that you can access in any moment, whatever is happening, whatever you're doing, so that you have at least an opportunity to move more in the direction of ease and away from the stress and the tension. You could be in the middle of something extremely challenging and stressful, and it may not even feel like having these moments is doing much, but you're interrupting your movement, your direction into the stress, even for a moment. So even if you don't maybe feel that you've got more easeful, you have interrupted the kind of journey towards stress just a little bit. So an example of what I'm talking about is, in my work, we learn ways of thinking and be aware of ourselves and shifting how we're paying attention, that we can just think and come back to in a moment. So a phrase that a lot of my clients and I personally love that helps me with this is, I am free to notice ease. So if you're watching with me now, or if you're watching the replay, try that for yourself right now. Just think very lightly, I'm free to notice ease. You don't have to notice ease. You're just offering yourself the possibility of noticing ease. But simply by pausing and thinking that to yourself, that especially as you get skilled and if you've done practices that help you cultivate this skill with this, just in that split second, when you thought that, it interrupted any stress patterns, tension patterns in your system, in your physical body, and gives you a moment. And those moments are everything. If I would love anyone who's trying that, let me know in the comments how you responded to that idea, to thinking that thought, to thinking those words to yourself. Did you notice anything change for you in that moment? And if you'd like to get a bit more of a sense for this, if you're not in my free Facebook group, the Body Intelligence Community, I really invite you to join it. And every Thursday at 10 Eastern, I guide what I call a little power pause. So I take maybe 3 minutes to guide a sort of mini meditation that uses this sort of thinking, this sort of shift in awareness to help you be a little bit more at ease in yourself. So it's a way for you to get a little taste of these ways of thinking. It's a way for you to take a little constructive break or pause in your day to help you move away from the stresses and tensions and a little bit more in the direction of ease. So I'd really love you to join me and try that out. And I think that's pretty much it. So just to remind you, the 3 main points about ease are it's natural, it's your natural state. Just let yourself uncover it. That you don't have to deserve it. It is your right. And that it's something that we can access in a split second. So you don't even, once you've learned the skill, you don't even have to take time away from what you're doing or the situation you're in to give yourself a little bit more ease in that moment. So treat yourself to ease. Do join me for my power pause in the Body Intelligence Community tomorrow. You'll treat yourself to a little bit more ease there. And let me know how you get on with some of the ideas, if you have any questions for me. And I will be back, I hope, next week with another video. So if you have any questions or topics that you'd like me to talk about, do let me know. I'm always looking to talk about things that are interesting and important to you. All right, treat yourself to ease, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.